So to give you guys full clarity, since that first best of 5 was so incredibly long, and it was like 2 hours, and I thought that maybe Calazur Elaser was going to be a very long series too, I did not want to ask HeroMarine and ShoWTimE to stay up till like 1 a.m. and then play the games, because I actually think the games would be worse. Gabe was the one who also asked if they could maybe play it in advance, and I said yes, okay, and then Gabe said, all right, thank you very much, because otherwise I would have played bad games. So we are going to go ahead and fire these games up. Obviously, I don't know the score. I would never cast games that I know the score of, and they have just been played. Nobody should know the outcome of these games other than the two guys that are involved. So we have obviously 5 replays. I told them whatever the score is, always send me 5 games. Name them game 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so there are no spoilers. So this is the closest thing to live that you can imagine, but I didn't want to let them stay up forever. I feel like I'm missing one. Where am I? I forgot one. This one. All right. Stream StarCraft. Where is StarCraft? Now I just need to find my folder. Give me a split second. StarCraft 2. I will just put them on the DeMusliM account, because then I know. Replays, multiplayer. Up. Gabe versus ShoWTimE. Here we go. I have the games. So the prediction was open for a very long time because I had no idea when this was going to start. But obviously we are not going to keep it open for 30 minutes. So I'll let it run for like 10 more minutes and then I will close it. So, or maybe in like 5 or 6 minutes, just so you guys know. So if you want to predict, do it now, because it will be closed in the near future. I'm going to go to the correct account. All right. All right, so I'm going to start off the games. It seems like game 1 was played on Inside and Out. Here we go for our main event of the evening, the very first edition of the Big Brain Bouts. I think we had a lot of fun so far. It's been a glorious day of StarCraft. Let's hope that this best of 5 delivers. And if any of my moderators are here, can you guys please close the prediction when we are 5 minutes in the first game? All right? 5 minutes into the first game, we're going to go ahead and close that prediction. In the bottom left side, we're looking at the main base of... Shall I just let him do his own intro, guys? Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong, right? Yeah, I know that. This is the one and only streaming machine himself. Recently went to Utrecht for TSL 9. Big Gabriel, HeroMarine. And in the top right side, we're looking at the main base of the man who had an absolutely fantastic TSL 9 run. Made it all the way into the upper bracket final. And I think it's safe to say that he produced the best games of that entire weekend. The German Protoss, Mr. Mauer, ShoWTimE. Representing Team Berlin International Gaming, but apparently on Battle.net, representing Stormgate already. Take care, OG Quasi. Now, of course, guys, tomorrow at 4 p.m., WTL will continue. It will be Team Roddy versus License to Kill, the team of Percival, Nina, and a few other good video gamers. At least I think it's supposed to be at 4, unless they really can't play. Maybe we do it elsewhere, but we'll figure it out. Thank you, Ryan, for gifting us 5 subs. I mean, one thing is for sure, that this has been a fantastic streaming day for me. We had Jacob going absolutely ham again, gifting us 110 subs in total. Basilisk Research Group gifting us a solid 20. Now we have Ryan gifting us subbies, and I gifted subbies. You guys are showering me with love. I don't know what I did to deserve all of it, but I'll take it. Thank you, guys. I think our bracket is tough, Firefly, but I think it's doable. I think all 3 of our main kits are very good. Fjont is obviously our latest member. And I think maybe this comes a bit too early for him. But I believe in Cuckoo, Baby Marine, and Goblin. If they play well, they've got the skills to get the job done. Gabe opening up here with a Reaper Factory into a CC. And that first Reaper runs to the other side of the map and draws first blood. I have a good feeling too, Mark. But, I mean, today at one point, like, I was very nervous about today's match for Team Roddy against Starcom. Because in my mind, like, Cass and Braddock, even if they're old, I still think they're dangerous. I still think they're good. And then Ashbringer starts off 2-0 in Cuckoo. I'm like, okay, it's a disaster. But then Baby Marine started popping up. And even though all along I said no early celebrating, at one point I'm like, we're cruising. Like, we've got this. Even if this goes 1-1. You know, Baby Marine, like Braddock is never going to 2-0 Goblin. And then it happens. And then he wins another match in the Revive Best of 3. And I'm like, oh my God, is this really going to be the end? So, no early celebrating. But it's going to be fun. I'm definitely excited for it. LTK asked to play 3 hours earlier. Is it possible for you? Everything is possible for me, yeah. Yeah, that'd be fine. It's not ideal. Because I think streaming at 4 p.m. till 8 is a lot better than streaming at 1 till 5. But yeah, it's definitely possible for me. As long as our kids are happy with it. It's more important that Cuckoo, Baby Marine, Goblin, and Fjont are happy with it than that I'm happy with it, right? It's definitely fine for me. I thought Gabe was on the call. Did he hang up? No, Gabe, his speech was just done. That was just a Gabe speech that I clipped. That was not live, Gabriel. It could have been. It seemed like the Phoenix flew into the Widowmine. Sorry, guys, missed it. Daydreaming about tomorrow. The Phoenix will lift the Reaper and kill the Reaper. Now, we often praise Gabe for his... Ooh, supply depots. Okay, finishing up. We praise Gabe, his TVP, when it comes to the first, give or take, 9 minutes of a game. I genuinely believe that nobody on this planet does it better than Gabe when it comes to killing a Protoss in the first 8 or 9 minutes. But after that, he can definitely struggle. And Mr. Mauer is Mr. Mauer for a reason. He's hard to kill in the early game. So, we will see. This does not shape up to be a very long game, I think. Gabe is preparing to do Gabe things. And ShoWTimE is playing a strat where I think it's going to be... It's going to be hard to hold, man. This is going to be very hard to hold. Phoenix, Immortal. This has Gabe written all over it. You could hide the name tags and I would tell you this is a Gabriel game. I think ShoWTimE is in trouble, but we will see how it plays out. Gabe is going to drop a 3rd CC, but this is still a push that can hit very hard. And especially the Liberator could become very difficult to take out. Because the Widow Mines will keep the Phoenixes at bay. Adapts. Okay, well, here we go. This could be a big moment already here in our main event. Okay, ShoWTimE doing a good job in running back towards the battery. Now Gabe is going to very carefully move these units forward. Phoenixes are looking for reinforcements, but there are no reinforcements. Every immortal shot that goes off on Cyclones is big. Like that is 50 damage a shot. Nothing to scoff at. That battery is completely drained. We're going to have to use battery overcharge, I think, in the near future. First Colossus is on the way. There are multiple pylons powering that robo. Phoenix is still in the center of the map. There is battery overcharge. And are we going to go for it right now? But there are Widow Mines in the mix. Phoenixes do find some reinforcements. Pick up a Viking. Okay, well, good job with the Phoenix, I guess. But this army is still here. That Liberator is still here. Phoenixes, Widow Mines. The Widow Mine shots are cash money. Those are some good Widow Mine shots. And I think that Gabe is doing Gabriel things. But once the Colossus is out, obviously ShoWTimE will live. A good haul, to be honest, because it could have been a nightmare. It's not a great army to chase with, but seems to be good enough for now. Phoenixes could still lift the Cyclones. We have lost a couple Phoenix, though. Nice scan there by Gabe. Gets another Phoenix. Oh, ShoWTimE, you got to be careful. More lock-ons. More lock-ons. He's going to try to turn around and live, but the Marines will kill almost each and every single Phoenix. I have a hard time believing that you're happy with this if you're ShoWTimE. We're playing Phoenix Colossus minus the Phoenix. I don't know about that, guys. Phoenix. Well, oh, okay. 2 Immortals. If the Immortals get in range of the tank, that'd be big. The Immortals will get in range of the tanks. The Cyclone's still locking on another barrier pass with all the Stalkers dying. That means that the Vikings can just kill that Colossus. Yes, no, maybe. Not quite. Somehow, 3 HP tank still alive. A little more than 3. I'm going to say 17. 35. Whatever. Well, that's a spicy start. Spicy start. I think, honestly, Gabe handled that really well. Like, we like to tease Gabe. We like to make fun of Gabe, but Gabe played that really well. That was not easy. Beautiful setup. Good build. And I think that's 6 Phoenixes dying. 7. Well, I play a lot of Phoenix in PvT. And I can guarantee you guys that I have never won a PvT when I lose 7 Phoenix in an 8-minute game. Sorry, what happened? Redeemed VIP for the Basilisk VIP. Of course. I will definitely do that after this game. I was like, what do you mean VIP? You want to be demoted from mod to VIP? Of course, Basilisk VIP. Thank you, the Yankees, for the 85 months. And once more, to any of the pros that are listening to me right now, !Discord. If you guys join my Discord, I will open a channel tonight, and I will give any pro gamer that's around 5,500 MM. Well, I know people are going to be like, you're not pro, you're 5.5. But anybody that's above 5,500 MMR will get a role to talk in the Basilisk Big Brain Bouts. It's hard to say that after a 12-hour day channel. And then you guys can let me know if you're available for next Friday. And I will start matchmaking at my own pace. But the next matches will probably be revealed on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'd be kind of sad, I'm not gonna lie. You are correct in that. First disruptor on the way as ShoWTimE is trying to rebuild his Phoenix count. He's got 3 now. You gotta absolutely love this game for Gabriel. This is also the kind of game though that if Gabe does not end up winning it, we might see little puffs of steam coming out of his ear. And then the next 2 games might be a little ugly. Gabe will not be pleased if this game does not go his way. I know Gabe well enough for that. Four Vikings, 3 Colossus, 4 Phoenix. I mean, near a battery, crazy things are possible. If we do not fight near a battery, I feel like we need a minor miracle for ShoWTimE to win the fight. Don't be weird, be dude. It's like we've had, in a 10-minute game, 8,000 resources going down, and you're whining about the lack of action. Just don't do that. I'm in a good mood, but don't do that. Gabe is going to stim, picks up a sentry immediately. Marauder's in the front, obviously there to soak up the first few shots. Phoenix target fire. It's Viking target fire, more like it. Gabe has been really good. Battery overcharge, I think, is mandatory here, and we do use it. That's going to save both Colossus. But Gabe wasn't born last night. He knows that fighting near the green battery ain't right. So he will disengage and wait until it runs out. Weird place to morph an Archon, to be totally honest. 1 pylon powering 2 batteries, but the Cyclones are locked on. ShoWTimE obviously does not want to fight. Oh, the Zealots were supposed to go for the flank, but they derped her. They turned around, and now all the Colossus are stuck. Like shooting ducks in a barrel. Phoenixes will lift a couple of the tanks. That's good. Zealots coming in from the right side is good. But I still think this is way too much Gabriel. Too much firepower and something about the Terran army, I believe, being better than the Protoss army, even though there's still a couple of Immortals alive. But there is no answer for the guy with the gun. And after 11 minutes, it is Big Gabriel who takes the 1-0 lead. He played very well. He played very, very well. And that means we can almost immediately get ready for game 2. No downtime. Now, obviously, my idea is not in the future to have the main event being like played a bit earlier. I want everything to be live, but I did not possibly want to ask these guys to wait until 1 a.m. It could have been 1 a.m. Turned out it wasn't, but it could have been. So I thought this was the better solution for tonight. I'm the man in charge after all. Let's go ahead and hop into game 2. Fine. VIP it is. We're back, guys. How do I do this anyway? Just type it right. I mean, after all those gifted subbies, I make them stand out. It also helps to make sure that you guys know they are official. Let's go ahead and hop into game 2. Cosmic Sapphire in the top left side. I mean, last time I checked, ShoWTimE is not part of the other 3 guys. Shall we just listen to it one more time? And so far, he's living up to that statement in the top left side of Cosmic Sapphire. We're looking at the main base of the biggest of Gabriels, the 5-time DreamHack champ, Mouse Sports HeroMarine. Gabe is the best, man. He really is the best. In the bottom right side, we're looking at the main base of a top 3 finisher of TSL 9. Played some fantastic games against Serral and Maru. Let's see what he's made of today in the main event of our first edition of the Big Brain Bouts. But we'll be back next week, Friday. Either same time and same place, or maybe 1 hour earlier. But I'll think about that. This is Berlin International Gaming's ShoWTimE. And of course, you guys are always more than welcome to give me suggestions about potential dream matchups you guys would like to see, that you guys think would fit in this event. What is this? Oh, okay. What do you call it? If there is something that gets you guys ultra excited other than a Serral against Reynor, like, I don't know if I can do that, but other than that, I think since there's $500 that we can give away each and every single Friday, I think most pro gamers will be down, and I think they will like it too to play in this event on this channel. I definitely want to see if I can do something with Botvinnik. That's the one guy that I would like to see play next Friday. Because after that performance last Monday, I think the world needs more Botvinnik. SKillous against Gabe. Something we could do, but I don't really want to have Gabe in back-to-back main events. I would like to see 2 different players in the main event. Battle of the YouTubers, ShoWTimE against HeroMarine. Huh? That is a possibility, but I'm not sure if Mark would be ultra hyped to do that. Even though I think the last time they played, ShoWTimE won, if I recall that correctly. There's a very weird history between ShoWTimE and HeroMarine. Every single time I'm almost convinced one of the 2 is going to win, the other guy wins. And it's always been back and forth, and they also have streaks against one another. MaxPax versus Reynor's Protoss. It's a weird main event, but it would not be a bad main event. What do we got here, guys? Triple Barracks Factory, the Ryung special. Oh, Gabe. Gabe is going to do Gabe things, isn't he? And it's a Phoenix opener for ShoWTimE. I mean, you can play Phoenix Zealot against this. It's not bad, but he is going to play Phoenix Robo once more. Back-to-back Phoenix openers here for Mr. Mauer. Cyclone will get the lock on, and we'll keep vision of that for a bit too. Won't kill it, but at least ShoWTimE gets a very good scout off. Sees all the barracks, all 3 of them, sees the factory. So Gabe immediately doing another swapperoo. Maybe Lambo versus SKillous MaxPax. That is one hell of a main event, yes. That is definitely the kind of caliber players that I'm looking for. I also think next Friday, I do think our opening match will be between 2 NA players. Or an NA player and a European player that does not need to participate in DreamHack. Because we have DreamHack qualifiers too next Friday. Gabe already moving out with a decent amount of Marines and a Cyclone. Gets another lock on. Puts a lot of pressure on these Phoenixes. I mean, Gabe was very eager to start this. And apparently today he lost against Night Phoenix, also known as Slycrap, who also really wants to play in one of my events. So, like, maybe Slycrap against Botvinnik would be a great opening match, but I think they'll be playing in the DreamHack qualifier. Like Vindicta I'm Canning, that'd be great. Yeah, that's great. I would love that. We're going to lift a Cyclone here as we have 5 or 6. This is good by ShoWTimE. And this is really where Adepts can shine, man. I do think it's smart that Gabe eventually just turned around. Gabe trying to get a bit over eager there, trying to kill a Phoenix. That was never going to work. Adapts are funny, because adapts are either very bad or they actually look damn good. And it was a bit of an anti-timing by Gabe. I don't think he even stimmed one time there, right? I don't think we stimmed one time. Kind of a weird moment to be on the other side of the map. Gabe does not have a third base. Then again, ShoWTimE's third base with this build is a little bit later too, right? It's already a 6-minute game. I know that, mate. Like, for instance, you could also, like, I'll find a way. Because next Friday, we have a DreamHack, the second European server DreamHack Masters qualifier. Now, NA players cannot play in that, so I can obviously still have games at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. and have 2 NA players first. And then the second match, the third match, the fourth match, they can all have European players again. I don't really want to start off with top tier players because I want this event to have a bit of a community feeling where you don't have to be Lambo or SKillous to play on the Friday night. Like in the first match or the second match, I want it to be a bit more accessible to almost everyone. That is good, of course. Double drop happening in the main base, but that observer is going to give ShoWTimE the heads up. But that's still a lot of Marines, and these Marines have +1. These Marines have stim. And without a Colossus, this is annoying to engage. But I guess with everything, we're going to be fine. Gabe snipes the sentry. Picking up is hard, though, against this many Phoenixes. And that is something that Gabe is going to realize, too, now. So he's like, damn, okay, snipes the Phoenix there. That's pretty good. He's going to pick up, and this is dropping the back of the main base. Oh, all the probes were not mining. Oh, we lost a lot more mining time there, guys, than we were supposed to. While that fight was happening, ShoWTimE, his probes were not mining in the main base. I mean, that's just the fear that a 5-time DreamHack champ puts into you, right? 60 Marines are unloaded in the back of your main, and all of your probes stop working. That makes this definitely a bit more painful than I think it otherwise would have been, because technically the cleanup was fine. We killed 2 medevacs, we lost maybe a Phoenix or 2, but it wasn't all that bad. But all those probes not doing anything, that hurts. Then again, Gabe is a 2-base Terran. And you can also say, was that enough for a 2-base Terran? I would say no. And it seems like Gabe is just going to stay a 2-base Terran, right? Thank you, Maples. Appreciate it, matey. It's going to be a good scrap. I think you're spot on, abstinency. Then again, he's building another turret. If you want to go for a 2-base all-in, why would you build another turret? But with this many tanks, like we can even build turrets and bunkers on the other side of the map. We saw Braddock. Like, we might not pull SCVs, because maybe against Colossus, SCV pulls are not fantastic. But we're going to bring a couple SCVs to repair the tanks, repair the Vikings, and maybe build a turret or a bunker. Is ShoWTimE aware of this move out? Man, for a Phoenix player, we're awfully blind. We're absolutely awfully blind. Like, you know, we're building a prism now. We should not be building a prism. If we know, he still doesn't know. Oh my goodness, ShoWTimE is Scotty over here. He still doesn't know. He finds a couple of Marines, but here is Gabriel already, and now the Phoenixes are a bit out of position. And oh my goodness, ShoWTimE is going to end up losing only 1. Excuse me, battery overcharge is absolutely bust though. That could have been a whole lot worse. First bunker goes up. I wouldn't hate a turret, man. I think a turret is good. I think a turret here would be good. Gabe is in range of the battery. Guardian Shield has been activated. I guess that Warp Prism will come in handy when it comes to dodging Viking shots. But that's 5 tanks, guys. Meine Fresse, dat geht toch niet. Now the Phoenixes are going to try to lift a couple of the tanks. And they lift a few, but there are still a couple of tanks remaining. The Marauders are going to stim forward. Colossus super low on HP. Still a close fight. Warp Prism micro, but it goes down. Colossus goes down. 1 final Colossus remains. What a fight this is, actually, with a couple of extra Zealots. ShoWTimE will be fine, but he loses all of his high-tech units. And now, that was only the first wave. Coco has warned us a long time ago about the second wave. Mr. Mauer is going up to 4 bases. Mr. Mauer, do we know what's happening in this game? I don't think we do. Oh my, guys, he should not go up to 4 bases now. That's too much. Unless we hold, then we look awesome. But here come the boys! We're going up to 4 bases. Yeah, pulling the boys now is... Okay, the force fields, I think, are quite good. The boys make it through the force field. A lot of firepower on the other side, though, and that's where the force fields can kind of work against you. So we're going to disengage. But ShoWTimE lost a lot of supply. 64 army supply for Big Gabriel against the 33 of ShoWTimE. We do have 1 Colossus, but there are still so many Vikings. The Vikings can go back into the sky. We have Zealots coming in from the top right. Guardian Shield. Zealots on the left side. This is still close, actually. Can Zealots make the difference, guys? That Colossus melts. The Vikings are going to have to land one more time. 4 base, Mr. Mauer. Oh my god, this is really coming down to the final unit, but in the end, Gabe has too much. Gabe has too much with a couple of Liberators showing up now. That got really close, I think, for a split second. But Gabe has too much. ShoWTimE did cancel that Nexus. Well, we have no anti-air at this point. Archons are going to have to fight these Liberators. But 2 Liberators, that is too much justice. The landed Vikings. And in an 11-minute game, Big Gabriel puts himself up 2-0. Gabe's good. Gabe is good. Thank you very much, Maples, for the 16 months. Die Mauer is weg. Die Mauer is in a bit of a pickle. Let's see what Game 3 has in store for us. Nobody messes with Gabe in the first 10 minutes, man. I know this went to minute 11, but that's when the boys made it to the other side of the map. And I do want to mention that Gabe always led us with my face as his portrait. I don't know if that is a secret ingredient, but every single time I'm casting Gabe, I see my face. In the bottom right side of Moondance, we're looking at the main base of arguably the best TVP player on this planet when it comes to single digits in the minutes. This is Big Gabriel, HeroMarine. Up 2-0. That's gotta feel good for him, by the way. In the top left side of Moondance, we're looking at the main base of the man who's trying to play Phoenix Robo, but it's not quite working out because his opponent is having a soul read on it and is playing picture perfect builds against it. Can he bring it back? This is Mr. Mauer, ShoWTimE. For what is the price distribution again? I think for the main event, this is a $200 best of 5. I guess it's 150 for the winner, 50 bucks for the loser, but I'm actually not totally sure. How tall is Gabe? Like 7'2"? I mean, some things are hard to measure, right? Like the universe is still expanding, and I think Gabe is still expanding too. I am 6'2", and when I stand next to Gabe, I don't want to say I'm a dwarf, but he towers over me. 187 in centimeters, 6'2". In American random units. Gabe is big, man. In freedom units, alright. We'll go with that. I mean, Gabe has turned down multiple NBA contracts. They were like, we don't even care if you're good. We need your spirit, your confidence, and your size. But Gabe said, nah, need to punish some greedy Protoss players on the ladder. What's an NBA ring to a guy like me? It won't even fit on my monstrous hands. So Gabe turned it down. Somebody needs to punish the greedy Protoss players, guys. And let's just say he became an absolute master at his craft. Stargate, once more, ShoWTimE says, alright, perhaps it didn't work out in the first 2 games, but this is still the attack of choice that I'm most confident with. It's funny, because MaxPax obviously finds some success with Stargate against HeroMarine, but I think what really bothers Gabe is that MaxPax is incredibly good with 4-gate Blinkstalker Aggression and Phoenix Colossus, and then Gabe feels like he needs to gamble. But if he just assumes that ShoWTimE is playing Stargate every game, and ShoWTimE is playing Stargate every game, then I think he has a lot more confidence in his TVP. I mean, Gabe puts in crazy hours in his stream. To give you guys an idea of how much Gabe cares about his stream, we were in Utrecht on the Friday. Gabe played his games. He won his first best of 5. The second one ended around 7 or 8 p.m. He lost against Solar. We had 2 big Ritter beers. And next morning, 8 a.m., Gabe took the first train home. And at 10 a.m., he was live from Cologne. 10 a.m. on a Saturday, day 2 of the tournament he qualified for. He could have been in a nice fancy hotel for the entire weekend. Have a good time with everyone. But Gabe said no. He needed to punish some greedy Protoss players on the ladder. Took an 8 a.m. train to get back home. Yes, we have a Liquipedia page. I'll bring that up afterwards. And next week, oh no, please don't fly into the WinterMine. I'll make sure that we use that one as the updated link. Today I had almost no time because WTL just went on forever. And it was a good thing. I was happy with it. It was a very, very, very fun team battle with Starcom. Oh, no, please not. Okay. ShoWTimE once more takes a lot of damage of one of his first Phoenixes, and Gabe does another one of Big Gabriel's special move outs. ShoWTimE is aware of it, has a lot of adapts. Adapts are good in these skirmishes as long as they shoot at the right units. If they shoot at Marines, they're awesome. If they shoot at Cyclones, not so much. If a WinterMine shoots at them, they are not awesome. One Viking just popped. Oh, what are the adapts here? Why? Wait, what? ShoWTimE. The Phoenixes are on the other side of the map. But Gabe lets him get away with it. I don't know what's happening here. This is weird. Phoenixes, no, WinterMines, please be careful. Okay. Alright, weird fight so far. I mean, if we can... I don't know, that's so risky. It's double mine. It's double mine. He cancels the shade. The WinterMine shots are still very good though. The Phoenixes, he's lifting so many units that the Phoenixes barely provide any DPS. So this really is all about the adepts, and I just don't think this is good enough. Will ShoWTimE hold? Sure. But once more, we have lost 6 or 7 Phoenixes. I don't think that was as pretty as it could have been, guys. Obviously, he's not going to die with the batteries and the stalkers right now, but that is 5 Phoenix going down? 4. 9 adepts and 4 Phoenix. And also, if you make that many adepts, which are very basic units, you hope for a clean sweep. You hope for just a complete domination of a fight. And that wasn't quite it. Now, ShoWTimE is going to push it back, and it's maybe not as disastrous as some of the other games. Oh, I don't lose more Phoenix, man. We lose another one, and one more Phoenix is going to get gunned down. Gabriel gets almost each and every single Phoenix besides one. Gets a Stalker, too. No. Okay, that could have almost been the final Phoenix. I don't think it's good for ShoWTimE as Gabe throws down a scan as well. Picks up the Observer. Units lost. Resource tap 3.2k against 2.6k. And this is not an early third base for the Protoss. I mean, it's not like game over bad, but... Gabe really is living up to his statement that he would have won 5 out of 7 DreamHacks so far, because he is looking mighty fine against the man who I think we can safely say made Maru sweat in PvT last weekend at the LAN event. But Gabe is showing Maru that there are levels to this game. Maru, take notes. Like I know you do so often when I'm streaming. I'm pretty sure that's what Gabe was thinking. Gabe is dominating. It's so tough. It is actually so tough to play this as well. Because if you're ShoWTimE at this point, you don't have Zealots with charge to be aggressive. You don't have a Prism to be aggressive. You don't have Oracles or anything. You kind of just have to rebuild your Phoenix count. And that's so lame. Because Phoenixes are great units. As you guys know, I'm a very big fan. But they are expensive. And losing that many early on, it just hurts, man. Gabe is indeed ahead of SCVs. I guess the one silver lining, light at the end of the tunnel, is that Gabe is taking the Pocket Expand, which is a small... Ooh, ShoWTimE, by the way, guys. Look at this. Double Stargate. Maybe feeling a very early double starport from Gabe, where Gabe is going to make a lot of Vikings. And he feels that with double Stargate, he can match that. But I actually think Vikings scale very well against Phoenix if the Phoenixes don't have any Impulse Crystals. And also, you kind of need +1, man. You kind of need +1. It's looking dire for ShoWTimE, but there is hope. Gabe sets up a little marine drop too. Phoenixes could maybe lift a couple SCVs. Gabe is going to use the big Gabe special of an 8 marine drop. The Colossus are here, so that's good news for ShoWTimE. He does have extended thermal lens as well. Careful with the Phoenix. We lose another one. Ah, man, I think overall ShoWTime's been a little bit too sloppy, guys. I really hope that we get to see another game, but I am afraid that the writing is kind of on the wall for this. Gabe is going to pick up 2 medevacs as well. He's very decisive. There's a Liberator in the main base. I mean, Big Gabe is just everywhere at this point. He's once more dealing a lot of economic damage. Shield battery overcharge is not going to save you there. And now ShoWTimE is just terribly, terribly, terribly out of position to potentially keep that other base alive. He's losing 20 probes. Wow. This is turning into a bit of a stomp. The main event of the evening is the most one-sided series of the day. Starting to look like it. We do get the cleanup in the end with all these Phoenix, but I think Gabe... Okay, Gabe and his upgrades are not fantastic. Normally, if you just get a Ghost Academy, you land 1 or 2 EMPs. There's absolutely nothing that... what is this? That ShoWTimE can do, but since Gabe kind of forgot about his upgrades, we don't have to worry about that terrifying EMP enhanced shockwaves. +2 attack, +2 bio armor upgrade. We got a fleet beacon now. 4 Colossus. There is hope. Not a lot of hope, but there is hope. Hey. Phoenix is getting picked off. I mean, he was literally streaming today, Sinos. The man was literally streaming for a couple of hours. He raided us. So unless he pulled a Roddy and he streamed F1 and he raided us, pretty sure he played a couple games. I think that's a very silly thing of you to say. Gabe is just playing well. You got to give credit where credit is due. And I think Gabe is a TVP expert, especially if he has a good read on his opponents. I think the main reason why Gabe really hates playing MaxPax is because he has a hard time getting a good read on MaxPax. And he never knows what it's going to be. And again, against ShoWTimE, he's just kind of convinced it's going to be Stargate, so he plays anti-Stargate builds. And of course, that's something that ShoWTimE is aware of too. But at that point, it's just a dance of execution, right? Who is going to execute better? And so far in this best of 5, HeroMarine has just been executing better. That's really all there is to it. Phoenix is once more not quite in the spot they want to be. We have a fleet beacon, but we don't have any impulse crystals, and ShoWTimE makes another boo-boo. That just happened a few too many times. We do have balls. Disruptors. There is a tank siege up. The splits from Gabe are pretty good. ShoWTimE should get a Guardian Shield here. Do we have a battery? Yes, we do. I mean, we just had so many Phoenix. Now we only have 7 remaining. 13 Phoenix have gone down. Almost 14. Battery overcharge has been activated, but the Viking count is high enough to just one-shot Phoenixes. And if you have this many Vikings, you're going to have the time of your life, because all you need to do is kill the Phoenix one by one. Because with the way ShoWTimE has played, you can't just warp in a couple Stalkers. You just don't have enough to keep your units alive. Gabe still had, 13 Vikings there in the end. I mean, honestly, that deserves a GG. Big Gabriel with the 3-0 over Mr. Maurer in the very first main event of the Big Brain Bouts. That does give me the feeling that I want to give ShoWTimE another chance in one of these events to really show off what he's made of, because I think we can all agree that ShoWTimE can do a lot better. He has played a lot better in the past, but kudos to Gabe. He played sick and once more showed us why he's the best TVP player on this planet for the first 10 minutes of a TVP.